A casserole. This is going to be cut up and mixed together and placed in this oven ready dish. Pour some canned liquid chicken stock or fresh chicken soup over it. Put it in a very hot oven, 450, and just cook everything together one shot. I'm using red bliss potato. You can use whatever potato you like. Some fresh garlic, baby bella mushrooms because they won't shrink up as much as the domestic white ones, and boneless pieces of pork, center cut. So we use all of what's in there. No trimming, no nothing. Cheese at the end, because it'll probably burn if I put it on early. And I'm flavoring this with some basil puree. You can use thyme, oregano, whatever you like, cumin. I mean, there's a million things you could do. But what we're doing is we're cooking the potatoes with the pork, with the mushrooms and the garlic, and some onion also. 1, 2, 3 in the oven. And wait about maybe 45 minutes. Hopefully it'll be done. Just take a look at how I cut everything. I cut the mushrooms in quarters. I cut the onions rather large because if I cut them very, very thin, they're more likely to disintegrate. And the pork in large cubes like so. Everything here is going to shrink, so don't think that's an awful lot. And now we're going to put that into a mixing bowl. Put some salt and pepper and my puree of basil, which is basil mixed with a little olive oil, and I keep that in the freezer. And then lastly, after this is mixed up in a bowl, then I'm going to slice the potatoes real thin, so they're not going to sit out in the air for more than 1 minute. I don't want them to turn color. Into this I'm going to put this salt and pepper mix, nice to have ready. Just put salt, pepper in a container, the amount of pepper that you like. That's one, it may seem like a lot, that's 1 tablespoon. And now I'm going to put some olive oil. Yeah, that's about a tablespoon or 2. And now we'll mix this up. And then I'm going to taste. Put my finger right on the pork and taste it. And then you'll know if you put too much seasoning or you didn't put enough in. And then I'll add the basil. Yeah, that should be well mixed. Fine. Now I'm going to put the basil. I need every ounce of that out of there. That's 1, just enough for what I need. That's 1.5 tablespoons. As I said, you don't have to use this. You use your favorite herb. Whatever you like, you put in here. This is just putting together the pork, the onions, the garlic, and the chicken stock. And then you do what you want as far as the spices that you put in there. Okay, so I'm going to mix this up a little. Now I'm going to go slice the potato and add it. Now this also might seem like a lot of potato, but this also is going to shrink. So the weight of the potato and the meat is the same. Most of the time when you're eating potatoes with your meat, it's almost the same weight. When you eat French fries out and you have a hamburger, you don't even know the weight of the potatoes. It's quite a bit. Okay, now I'm starting to laugh. It looks like it's a delicious salad. Too bad there's a lot of raw food in here. Now I'm going to put into this just a drop of the chicken stock for one simple reason. Ooh, that ladle is hot. It's going to allow me to mix this a little bit better, since there's a little liquid in there. Now I'm going to pour this into the dish. It's going in the oven. Hopefully it's the right size. I'm looking at it and I'm going, yes, it's the right size. Bring it over here. Look at it again. Okay, because I know it's going to shrink. So we'll take this nice and easy. Try not to make a mess like I always do. Okay, that is just fine. Now you put some pastry over there and you have yourself a pie. Except we're not doing that. Well, that's perfect. Don't forget, a lot of shrinkage is going to go on here. And I'm smelling that basil. I love basil, that's why I'm using it. Holding off on the cheese until things are almost cooked, because I don't want to have dark and crispy Parmesan cheese on there. So now we're going into the oven. Except, I almost forgot something. This is being cooked in you don't have to bury it. I just want to see a little bit, which I'm seeing right there. So one more. Okay, so how much do we got now? That's about a half a quart. And since I just washed off pouring it in that way, the top potatoes and what's directly underneath, I go in the oven now. I'm setting the timer for 45 minutes, and I'll take a look. I have 2 minutes to go for 45 minutes, and I looked at it a couple of minutes ago and I go, no, it's not even done. And we're going to mix it a little. Well, one thing it does do, it smells good. And we're going to give it another half hour. So that's 45 and a half hour. That's 1 hour and 15 minutes. Well, like I said, it was done and it is done. Now we got one more thing to do, except I need color in there. So what am I going to put? I just happen to have some frozen peas, so we're going to put 1 cup of peas in with this, and that'll work very nicely. Now we add the cheese. And like I said, I don't want this cheese to be crunchy. I just want to melt it. So that's 2/3 of a cup, because I want to get it on the outside here also. Good enough. Put that in the oven for about 2 minutes, and then we're done. That's it, we're done. Now I'm going to serve this in a soup plate. Like I said, the cheese just warmed up, not crispy, crunchy. And we have here enough, if you go by the 4-ounce portion, like some people do, then there's enough here for 4 people. But I'm sorry. For me, this is just enough for 2 people that are hungry. It has a nice aroma. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to put a little hot sauce on mine. My favorite hot sauce, Sriracha hot chili sauce. Enjoy.